Hello, my name is Emma Purple and welcome to my brand new video. It looks like we're in September. For those who do not know, September is the month of my birth, but I have absolutely nothing planned. Either way, I want to be taking this video to share how August was, the things I learned, the challenges I had, my plans for this brand new month. Without wasting any more time, August was hard, July was hard, June was hard, April was hard, March was hard. Life is hard, but as I always say, I think it's a constant that life is just a mixture of good situations and bad situations. Life is just us struggling through joys and sorrows, and how we pass in life, how we succeed in life is our ability not to forget the most important thing, even as we are constantly toggling through joy, sorrows. Like there are moments where the sorrows are more than the joys, and there are moments where the joys are more than the sorrows. But in all of it, do we stay true to who God says we are? Do we remain sincere in our faith? Do we continue to pursue the important thing, giving God glory with our lives? Because in August and in all the other months since I started doing that has been my goal, giving God the glory through every bit of it. And in August 2025, my theme was being steadfast. And I've said here before that most of the time, what makes me pick themes of the month is things that I struggled with. So if I say, my theme for July was gratitude, it was me not being grateful enough and me identifying the fact that I needed to be more grateful. Last month, I came to understand steadfastness as a theme because there are so many things that were toggling out of my control. There were so many ways that it felt as if life was just happening, and the struggle most of us have, and the struggle I have, is trying to bring everything under control, trying to maintain a leveled head and just going through everything without breaking down. And even as I struggle to be steadfast in prayer, in reading the word of God, setting our eyes on God, setting our eyes on the things that are above and not the things that are beneath, what gave me strength in the midst of my struggle was understanding the steadfastness of God. And I totally forgot to say this in the beginning of the video, but everything I'm saying here and more, I've written it down in my blog post. I will leave it in the description. If you want a more concise summary of everything that August was all about, you can check out my new blog post. Anyway, as I was saying, our steadfastness in His steadfastness. This is not just me creating content, this is me being real and sharing my heart and my thoughts, and something that helps me power through life even when everything that could go wrong is going wrong, is knowing that God is faithful and God is in control, and this is His story. I try to remind myself that as often as I can, that my life is His story, and everything that I see, everything that my eyes behold is a part of His story, and He's the one writing it, and He's the master and I'm the observer. He's the potter, I am the clay, He's the author, and I am literally in His hands. And the wonderful thing about God is that He always crafts something that is perfect, because we make what we are. We are human beings, that we are fallible, so we can create characters and stories with flaws. But God is infallible and He's perfect. He's the Alpha and the Omega, and so He creates things that are without flaws. Back to August, what the highlight of August was my book launch party. I go on and on about it, but I don't think it's clear enough. I want to try to reiterate the fact that I am just a girl doing this, and I'm tired of rejections and disappointments, and I want to create something for myself that lasts. And I'm saying all that to say that this writing thing is just me winging it. It's just me trying my best, putting everything out there and seeing what comes out of it. And so, like, when I decided that okay, I want to publish a book this year, and I want to have a hard copy of the book, and I want to do a book launch, but sometimes when I think about it, the thing is like, oh, this is so much for me to handle right now, because those are things that are way greater than my capacity, because the imposter syndrome kicks in and I'm like, if I do this, no one is going to read it. How am I going to capture people's attention? Like, where are you going to raise the money from to print the book? Who is going to buy the book? Like, so many reasons why this thing won't work. And so jaw just drops when I see a lot of support. Like when I said I wanted to publish the book, and I published it. When I said I wanted a paperback version of it, and even though I was calm, like I got it. And when I said I wanted to do my book launch party and have people attend, even though there was rain and so many people cancelled, like it was a reality. My jaw drops and I am so shocked. And it reiterates the fact that I shared earlier, that I understand that this isn't my story, this is God's story, and like there's a limitation to what I can do to achieve success. I just have to sit down and trust and do the best that I can to bring out those ideas in my brain out there, as imperfect as it is, and refine it. Because of that, last month I created a timeline for all the content that I am going to be writing for the next 5 years, because I have made up my mind that job or no job, opportunity or no opportunity, this craft is something that God has given me, and it's something that could be of value not just to me but to people who read my book, because life is really short, and you could spend all your time questioning yourself and you still be in the same level, because if your questioning is valid, then your work is trash, and the time that you could have spent refining that work to make it not trash, you used it saying, oh, woe is me, my work is trash. Or you could like just put it out there and take every bit of criticism you receive as constructive criticism. I want to go into super saiyan full turbo mood with my writing, and I've written out a timeline from now to 2030, 5 years, 10 books, 2 books a year. I know it's very ambitious. I spent the last 7 years writing A Quest for Xylem, but this time around I want to be really intentional with my writing. So my most recent work in progress is Stronghold. I am currently in chapter 7. I've been writing this even before A Quest for Xylem since 2012. I actually wrote the story in entirety in a book. I will show it later one of these days, like 2 hardcover books that I super glued together, but I'm trying to retype them into a document and then start the whole publishing process. So Stronghold, my time frame is from September this month to December, so hopefully by the end of the year I will be able to publish that one, or at least make substantial progress. And then from January to June 2026 we will be going back to the land of Xylem, A Quest for Xylem sequel. I don't want to give the title of the sequel yet, it's still a work in progress. And then from July to September 2026 we will be looking at revising Reverse Falling. So Reverse Falling is a book that already exists. It's sci-fi, a lot of action, adventure. I really enjoyed writing that book, but there is a lot of work that still needs to be done. I wrote it in 2020. I have learned so much about writing in that time, and I want to revise it. And my goal is also to bring out a paperback version, how I did A Quest for Xylem, even if it's 10 copies, even if it's 2 copies, from September to December next year, 2026. The Adventures of Flo. There's a lot of romance. It's a very intriguing and interesting and funny story. So hopefully from September to December 2026 we'll bring that story to life. Then in January 2027 I will start my journey to bring A Mark of Fortune to life, another story that has just been in perpetuity in my head for a while. it's really big. And from that we'll go to Hamatan Haze. It's a Nigerian story. In my mind, it's more like a novella. 3 stories showing death, life, and the afterlife. This is a more artistic book, not really narrative, but it's kind of like a dance between poetry and prose. Then from that, my space fantasy. From January to July 2028. I feel as if this is not enough time, but I'm trying to push myself. We'll be looking at the space fantasy. It's called The Flight from the Tanabras, working title. And it's about magma in the planet of Umbra. Very high fantasy. There are 2 planets that are twin planets. One is giant and modernized, the other one is tiny. It's a junk planet and it lives in a perpetual state of eclipse in darkness. And there is this girl, Magma, who is trying to reach her father, and there's a lot of adventure. There is the MacGuffin, and it's one of these kind of fast-paced stories. So in July 2028, I will be publishing The Flight from the Tenebras. Then in August to December, the end of the year, Grace and Gurney's. It's like a hospital drama. Is it a hospital drama? Yeah, but I just wanted to expose what it's like to be in Nigeria and experience healthcare system in like a government hospital, but also to talk about faith, having faith, believing in God for healing. Then from there, Ruins, another high fantasy, more of a dark fantasy. I already wrote a short story about, like, it actually started out as a dream. It's a lot to go into right now, but yeah, that's another interesting one. So from January to July, I'll write Ruins, and then finally the Tainted Ones. I shared on my Instagram stories about the dream that I had about angels and demons, and they are half demon hybrid siblings that are double agents that are fighting demons, and like, it's a lot. But for the next 5 years, these are the stories I will be working on. I can assure you that in the midst of all that, there will be 10 more stories that will pop up, 10 more ideas that will pop up. But I don't know, I'm very happy to see this as an opportunity to share my writing and share everything that I can. As I've said here again and again, I like to read Bible, and I just want to share one verse that has been blessing me. And the verse is Psalm 106 from verse 1 to verse 10. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. Who can utter the mighty deeds of the Lord or declare all his praise? Blessed are they who observe justice, who do righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, when you show favor to your people. Help me when you save them, that I may look upon the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may rejoice in the gladness of your nation, that I may glory with your inheritance. Both we and our fathers have sinned, we have committed iniquity, we have done wickedness. Our fathers, when they were in Egypt, did not consider your wondrous works. They did not remember the abundance of your steadfast love, but rebelled by the sea, at the Red Sea. Yet he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make known his mighty power. He rebuked the Red Sea, and it became dry, and he led them through the deep as though a desert. So he saved them from the hand of the foe, and redeemed them from the power of the enemy. This is just a reminder that God is the one who saves. His steadfast love endures forever, even when we fall short. And even as I talk about plans for the future and writing and all these things and coming birthdays and the likes, the end all is that his steadfast love endures forever, and he is the Lord of our lives. Thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with me as I talk about my life. Couldn't share my plans, but I've written all about them in the blog post. You can check that out, and you can look at the whole timeline in detail and read all the blurbs, the small synopsis I said about all the 10 stories. That will be all from me. Goodbye.